Norwegian cartoonist Jason has had a prolific catalog of comics that have been published by Fantagraphics. I have a stack right here for you. But this week is the latest release, and that is Death in Trieste by Jason. I'm going to put this book under the microscope. You're going to want to check this out, especially if you've never seen Jason comics, because he is a unique and awesome cartoonist talent. Stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And we're back. My name is Taylor. This is Taylor Talks Comics. Thank you for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop down comments if you're a fan of Jason or if this is your first time encountering Jason's work. Anything to do with comics. I reply to all comments. So special thanks to Tucker Stone and Fantagraphics for sending me out this review copy. As you can see by the backdrop here, I am a big fan of Jason's work. I don't have everything he's done, but I have quite a few of these hardcovers released by Fantagraphics. You can see that how great they look. Like I said, I don't have all of them, so I'm still missing some of the books that he's released, or that Fantagraphics has released of his work. But that's not the topic for today. If you do want me to do a video on all of Jason's work that I own, by all means, drop down in the comments below as well. I'll be happy to do that. So this is Death in Trieste, again, by Jason. And here is the spine of the book. The lettering here is got a embossed texture to it, feel, and so does the lettering here as well. The cool Fantagraphics logo that's even got a little embossed aspect there. And on the back we have our David Bowie character, and then there's the description on the back. $24.99 cover price. Here we're going to open up to the in papers here, and the in papers are the same on the front and back. This book was designed by C. Huang, but the French edition was designed by Atrebil. When you see that, it typically means that Atrebil designed the book, and then C. Huang might have just updated the look to be in English and kind of took everything else off from there. I do like to note that Jason dedicated this book to Louis Trondheim, which is cool. Louis Trondheim is a great cartoonist in his own right. Now, this book has 3 stories in it. And all the stories deal with Dadaism and Surrealism, which are the Surreal movement and the Dada movement are 2 different art movements from the 20th century. And that's kind of the impetus for the story that we have here. And at first, so if you're not familiar with Jason's work, he has all these anthropomorphic characters that all have like the same kind of design to them. As far as they all look like they're from the same universe is what I mean. They all have distinct looks. You can tell who's who as you're reading the story. It's got this, he also has this ligne claire style to his artwork, which is called clean line in French. It was a style, a movement in its own right through comics that Hergé was most famous for. Hergé, who did Tintin, and then a lot of other European cartoonists did as well. And so you'll see anthropomorphic characters, clean line, and then kind of a deadpan, dry wit humor. Those are kind of the 3 aspects that you get with the Jason comic book that I love. And those are all apparent throughout all of his works. But beyond that, all the stories have like a unique spin to them. But that's kind of like his tropes, if you will, his own personal tropes that he works with. So we start off this first story, first of 3 stories. These 2 gentlemen are stealing this David Bowie poster and replacing it with this Magritte poster. And then everyone's trying to figure out what happened. And then there's all these surreal aspects to it. And if you're not familiar with the Dada movement or surreal artwork, you can Wikipedia both of them if you want to become familiar with them. I've gone down rabbit holes. I'm not an expert by any means on Dada, or Dadaism, but the movement itself has fascinated me over the years. I think the first time I encountered it was probably Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, where there was the Brotherhood of Dada. And that's when I went down a rabbit hole, because I have an obsessive personality, and started researching what Dada even meant. So part of the Dada movement is to be kind of like, it's like counterculture and counter artwork. It's like anti-art, some people call it, because it's kind of like doing something that'll speak out against like the corporate mainstream kind of art movements in favor of doing something that's kind of off the wall and unique but also bizarre, and art for the sake of just art. I'm probably doing a terrible job of explaining that. One of the aspects of it will be something like that, like we saw in the first scene, like replacing a piece of David Bowie artwork with a Magritte. Or even like there's part of the Dada movement too is in writing. And I think there's like a exercise where you get a newspaper article and you cut up all the words and lines from the newspaper article, every word out of it, and put them in a bag and shake it up and spill it out. And then you have like your Dada poem based on how the words fall out in order. And that's kind of like what's happening in the dialogue a lot throughout this book. Like this dialogue right here: everybody must burp when the keys fly toward the sky and the door is rusty. It's like nonsense, but it's done throughout the story as if like a password or a code being passed from person to person through this Dada movement. And so you'll see a lot of surreal art throughout here, like Magritte, like Andy Warhol even showed up as saying that was an influence on him. And trying to see other. Oh, Matisse is definitely in here as well. I don't know that I didn't encounter any Salvador Dali, which I could have missed out on that because I'm not like an expert on artwork. So there could have been. Oh, here's Scream. That's a famous one. I could have been missing some of the references and things throughout here. But that's kind of the beauty of Jason comics, is that he wears his influences on his sleeves. So like there'll be even comics where he does like Ernest Hemingway as a character, or a comic where Frankenstein is a character. It's really all his like influences on his sleeve and telling what kind of stories he wants to tell. You can see like this Dada poster right here, telling him to go in here. And now he's telling this spoken word Dada-esque poem. Kookadoodle-doo, Emuf, Viva, Nico, Woof, Paka, Rimu, Salto. What does that even mean? You have to have, like, in order to embrace Dada as an art form, or embrace the story speaking about Dada, you have to kind of be okay with the absurd and be okay and embrace the nonsensical aspects of it. I love a good fight scene from Jason too. He just has such a cartoony nature to his writing. And then here's the third story, Sweet Dreams. And you have this character interacting with Stonehenge, flying away in this rocket ship. So again, just science fiction, this art movement going on. Like, it just really, truly embraces all aspects of what he wants to, the stories he wants to tell. Then you have like this Egyptian coffin with his mummy busting out of it. There's like new wave. There's also new wave music influences in here too, with these new wave posters. But look at the mummy. He gets punched and he just unravels. It's actually just the wraps with nothing underneath it. So just, again, the absurd and the dry wit humor. I feel like fans of like Wes Anderson would probably be fans of Jason as well. It's just a really, really fun comic, and as are all of his comics. And they all have like this, like I said, this anthropomorphic style of character and writing that is just such a signature aspect of Jason, where he is a cartoonist unto his own. You can pick out his artwork out of a lineup of anything else. So that's it. That's Death in Trieste. It's out this week from Fantagraphics. I cannot recommend it enough. Everybody, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below with your thoughts on Jason. If you want me to do a video showing off all these books. And also join us every Wednesday at noon Eastern. I do a live show on YouTube. You can join us there live, or if you need to catch the replay, those are all available in the under the live tab on YouTube. Thank you guys, and keep talking comics.